best wishes for her continued success in all her future endowments, and be it resolved that a duly authenticated copy of this resolution, signed by the Senate President and the Assembly Speaker, and attested by the Senate Secretary and the Assembly Clerk, be transmitted to Honorable Jacqueline Jennings.
And now we invite the co-chair, Ruben Foster, to present the actual Quintessence Award.
Quintessence Award 2019, presented to the Honorable Jacqueline Jennings, my girlfriend for years, for distinguished accomplishment as a public servant and for outstanding contributions to the history and heritage of African people, presented by African Writers Endowment Incorporated, USA, September the 28th, 2019.
I can say is, wow, that is beautiful. You know, first I want to give honor to God. Of course, without God, I would not be here. And so he is certainly foremost in my life. Starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed by Georgie. Generally, when I'm asked to participate in events like this, I generally say no, because I think it's incumbent upon all of us to do the best that we can do and be the best that we can be without being awarded for it. But when my good friend Dr. Georgie called me and said that he wanted to honor me this year, I said yes. I've known him for a long time, and he came to me, I'm going to talk about him more than myself. And he just became a part of our community. He came to the council meetings, he gave us his resume, and we looked at it, we were so impressed, we found a place for him, you know, immediately. So he is on our zoning board, where he has served for several years now. Usually you don't hear about the hosts when you come to things like this. And he and his lovely wife have had me in their home. They introduced me to your culture, to your food. What was the next you all do? What would they continue to do more? I've written a book, by the way, and Dr. Georgie's going to have to work with me to get my book published. It's 409 pages, so, you know, look for it. But thank you again. Thank you for embracing me and your community. I really enjoyed this so much tonight. I enjoyed you guys, the dancers, and I just enjoyed everything else. And I also want to congratulate the other honorees. Your accomplishments. Thank you.
First, I present to you a letter from Thank you. I present to you a letter from the government in place. Receive the name. I actually have
the distinct honor to make this presentation to my boss, was my
Head north toward Village Boulevard.
Still developing. His Excellency, Kayode Fayomi, PhD, the highly esteemed Governor of Ekiti State, Nigeria, who will be commended by African Writers Endowment, Inc. during the 2019 Quintessence Awards and Conference on September 28, 2019. And whereas Dr. Kayode Fayomi's tenure as Ekiti State Governor, a position he previously held from 2010 to 2014, has also included his status as the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, and his unwavering commitment to the betterment of Ekiti State and its fine people has earned him a tremendous degree of admiration. And a distinguished graduate of the University of Lagos, Obafemi Awolowo University, and King's College, University of London, Dr. Kayode Fayomi lends his wisdom and expertise as a fellow of the Center for Peace and Conflict Studies, housed within the University of Ibadan. And in addition to his service as an advisor on a variety of subjects to governments, multilateral institutions, and development agencies, he has lectured across the continents of Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Americas. And whereas the respected founding director of the Center for Democracy and Development, Dr. Kayode Fayomi gained renown as a central figure in his resistance against military rule in Nigeria in the early 1990s, during which time his integral efforts in running opposition radio stations while in exile were especially appreciated. And his book, Out of the Shadows, Exile and the Struggle for Freedom and Democracy in Nigeria, documents his role in this crucial struggle. And whereas Dr. Kayode Fayomi, who imparted his knowledge as the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, as well as Chairman of the Governing Board of the Nigerian Extractive Transparency Initiative, further shared his considerable insight as a pillar of the All Progressive Congress, where he chaired the party's National Convention Planning Committee, and as the Director of Policy Research and Strategy for the APC Presidential Campaign Council. And whereas nationally recognized as a Commander of the Order of the Niger, Dr. Kayode Fayomi has been upheld in his life's journey by his beloved wife, Erelu, as a host of extended family members and friends. And whereas within all the spheres of his life and work, Dr. Kayode Fayomi has established a model to emulate and set a standard of excellence toward which others might strive. And whereas it is altogether proper and fitting for this legislature to pause in its deliberations to acknowledge as an individual of strong character and exceptional determinations, now therefore be it resolved by the Senate and General Assembly of the State of New Jersey that this legislature hereby lauds and welcomes Dr. Kayode Fayomi, pays tribute to his meritorious record of fortitude, leadership, and commitment on behalf of the people of Ekiti State, and extends sincere best wishes for his continued success in all future endeavors. And be it further resolved that a duly authenticated copy of this resolution, signed by the Senate President and the Assembly Speaker, and attested by the Senate Secretary and the Assembly Clerk, be transmitted to His Excellency, Dr. Kayode Fayomi, PhD.
Professor Gambari, please, we invite you.
The Quintessence Award 2019 presented to His Excellency Dr. Kayode Fayomi CON for distinguished accomplishments as a public administrator and for outstanding contribution to the history and heritage of African peoples, presented by the African Writers Endowment Incorporated, USA, September 28, 2019.
Thank you, thank you. Excellency, Right Honorable Simon Lalong, Governor of Plateau State and Chairman, Northern Governors Forum of Nigeria, His Excellency Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, Governor of Kwara State, Nigeria, His Excellency Professor Ibrahim Agboola Gambari, the chairman of this important event, Ms. Riva Foster, the co-chair, my co-honoree, Ms. Jacqueline Jennings, Dr. Ugoji Okechukwu Ugoji, Executive Director, African Writers Endowment, and his lovely wife, my darling wife, Her Excellency Erelu Bisi Fayomi, Lady of Ekiti State. The Consul General of Nigeria here in New York, Ms. Ben Okoye, and other delegates from the Nigerian High Commission, members of the Ekiti State delegation to the UN General Assembly, the representatives of the Secretariat of the Nigerian Governors Forum, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am really very pleased to make these few remarks on this occasion. Those who know me, just like my co-honoree also mentioned, which is a nice coincidence, can attest to the fact that I'm not quick to accept awards that are not in short supply either at home or abroad. My presence here should therefore be an affirmation that I'm truly honored to receive this award. I'm proud to join the impressive list of other eminent honorees that have similarly been awarded in previous editions of this annual event, as well as Ms. Jacqueline Jennings, who is also being honored today. I personally consider the literary community to be my first constituency. As a writer myself and journalist, every writer is kindred spirit. I'm also married to one, so this is something that is lifelong. Particularly those whose writings tell schools and nations, cautioning and rebuking us when we go wrong, and encouraging us when we go right. So I must take a moment to salute all writers present here, as well as the leadership of the African Writers Endowment Incorporated. This is one award that is close to my heart and deeply appreciated, and I humbly accept it with thanks. I should also like to extend gratitude to the Senate and the Assembly of the State of New Jersey for the honor done me by making a special remarks about this particular award in the hallowed chambers of the Senate and the Assembly. As a public servant, we are accustomed to bearing the brunt of the frustrations of the public for everything that goes wrong in society. With the advent of social media and the lack of censure that comes with it, all too often public officials are buffeted unfairly by faceless people. In fairness, it is understandable that people get frustrated from time to time and are anxious about the state of affairs. Indeed, there's a lot of work to be done to improve the lives and circumstances of our people. That's precisely what brought us here to the United Nations General Assembly at this 74th General Assembly. Of course, many would wonder, why do we have many governors? And you have 3 who have honored this occasion in New York this week. We're not here on a fashion parade. We're not here because it's good to come to the United States. Without a doubt, we know that there are many values attached to that. We are here because we believe that climate change, sustainable development goals are issues that we daily confront in our communities. And they're not issues to be left to the nation state alone. Yes, United Nations is a body of nation states, but these issues get implemented at the subnational level. That's where we're dealing with flooding. That's where we're dealing with deforestation. That's where we're dealing with herders and farmers clashes. That is where we're dealing with insurgency that have arisen as a result of lack of opportunities and environmental degradation in our various communities.
Life of freedom, the kind of life that you lived, the life of a true revolutionary. And when we are free in however we define freedom, you told us, again, as Prof said, if you are free, you need to free someone else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. As you surrender to the air and fly with it, thank you for leaving us with these clues to wisdom. Rest in peace, dear Sister Tony. Please give our love to my aunt.
My name is Dr. Ekiti. I'm the Executive Director of the African Writers Endowment, which is the organization that is hosting the event today in Princeton, New Jersey, September 28th. And our guest of honor is His Excellency Governor Kayode of Ekiti State. There are 2 things that are happening here today, 2 main things anyway. The first one is that we're going to pay a tribute to the late Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison was the Nobel laureate in literature, and she just passed away about a month ago. So the First Lady of Ekiti State, Erelu Adeyemi Fayomi, who is also herself a noted writer and author, would lead our effort in paying a tribute to Toni Morrison today. He will be joined by Dr. Abdul Salau, who is a professor of African Studies here, and he's also a member of the board of the African Writers Endowment. So after that tribute to Toni Morrison, then we will be honored to have the First Lady of the Ekiti State sign and autograph her latest book, Loud Whispers, which she had brought several copies with her to the event. So we will do that for about an hour and see how many people of those who come will pick up her books and have her autograph. And then the finale of the evening will be a banquet. It's called the Quintessence Award, a celebration of African people in world history. And our honoree today is Governor Fayomi of Ekiti State, who also happens to be the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum. We have a second one, who is a mayor from Williamboro Township, New Jersey. What we do is we select a leader from the continent and a leader from the African American community. It is a Pan-African Leadership Award, and that's why we do it that. So, but Governor Fayomi clearly is our main honoree tonight, and we are very honored and happy to have him.